Hi guys, Harley here again. Welcome or welcome back. Today we're going to be doing some liver, bacon, a red onion or a white onion, all your seasonings, pepper, salt. Here we have some garlic granules, however you can get your garlic. Get it fresh if you like or however not. Parsley, we have some butter that we can see and some oil for the pan. 2 stock cubes. First of all, we're going to start with washing our hands, cleanliness. Let's get all that done. I've done it before. Secondly on that, make sure our raw section is separated from our other section because we do not want cross-contamination at any point, okay? So these are in the middle here because they're half and half. So first of all, nice and simple. We'll get a stock cube. If you've seen this in other recipes that we've done, that's fine. We're just going to squeeze it too, squeeze it too, squeeze it too. What this does is break up all the granules inside, so when you do make the stock, it becomes very simple. You see that one opens up there, so then even if it opens up, guys, which is it's fine, we can just do like this and we can just squeeze it down. Don't worry about where all the granules go, it's fine. We can just clear that up in a minute. Now that's nice there, cool. There we go, we can just go like this. Across we go, across into my bin down the side. Even if it's onto the floor, you can sweep up after, that's fine. Okay, first of all, we're going to work on the raw. We should always work on our raw stuff. So as we see, this is opened here on our raw board. Same with our bacon, we can slice down the sides. We won't be using too much, so we can just take this out. First of all, we'll work and take it out. We'll take this one out here. I'm going to show you guys there. Just going to move that onto my board there. I'm going to take this here. There we go. Now, we shall get a knife and we should just give it some little fine chops across. Now again, if we hold our fingers there at the angle and we'll just do one smooth motion, okay? Let the knife always do the work. There we go, you see? We can go across this way. And for this dish, as we know guys, if we've ever had it before, is that a nice little piece of bacon like this will always shrink down as it's being fried or cooked however. So if you get your pieces probably about that big, perfect. There we go. We get a finer cut and we'll just move him across. A finer cut, one motion, move him across. So it doesn't matter how long it takes, guys. To me, I can just do this. And you will be able to do this at one point as well. You're looking, thinking this is very fast the way he's chopping this and doing this and talking. And guys, don't worry. You're going to be there at the same time. Don't worry. We're there. Together, we are there. So we chop all this bacon up. Okay. We can go down any angle we like. We see any angle we like. Come across this way. Come across this way. Make sure you're using the knife properly and we're always protecting our fingers. Right then, we are going to then move on to putting it in and adding it. I need to wash my hands because I've been touching this raw surface here with all of the raw things. So I'm going to wash my hands quickly, just give it a quick spruce over, then I can start touching the other things, okay? A tiny little bit of oil, so we're going to add that much oil, we see. We're always going to start with that and we're going to spread him around the pan, okay? If we need to add a bit more this side, add a bit more this side. Now that should be more than enough to cover the pan. As we see, I'll show you from this angle, guys. All we're doing is just trying to move the oil all over the pan, okay? This will go onto your hob at a low to medium heat. So a low to medium heat. As we know from other times before, but if you don't, make sure our handle is off this side here. So now that's on a low to medium heat there, just warming up a little bit. We can get our livers that are ready, our bacon that is ready. As we can see, there's a liver. I'm going to leave them at some bigger chunks because bigger chunks are nicer and they can cook more evenly there. So they're ready to go there, okay? With our onion, we can work our onion the same way as what we always do. So we can keep our fingers in tight like this, and our one motion on our onion, straight down. There we go, lovely jubbly. Now we can either take this end off here, but if this end is not working for you, your knife's not working, then another technique that we can use is to hold him through like this and cut straight down. You see, now we have two different parts of your onion and two different ways. See what I did just then, guys? Give it a little check back on this bit here. We should always check back. Now, if this is getting too hot, or if you're too fast, too many steps ahead, just move him off. All we need to do is move him off, because this will get super hot super fast if we need it. So we can just leave it. There we go. We know that we've taken it off, so we're going to add the heat when we can go again. Now what we did this time with this was cut it that next way. So same again, we can come across here with it. Come across here with it. Fingers should always be in. Please guys, keep safe. Straight down. There we go. If I'm honest with you, it doesn't matter how your onion looks, okay? It doesn't matter how it's really the shape of it or whatever not, because we will see all different times and on all different occasions that it's a beautiful looking onion and dish and whatever not, but we are here to just learn how to do this, and then we can start building on how it looks and etc, etc. What we're focusing on is the taste and the processes of how we are doing these things, okay? So same again, we're going to put our hands here as a crab and just work down, okay? In a one circular motion. If we can see, let's get this. One motion will go down and back round. Let's get him out of the way. Down and back round. So it's kind of in a circular motion like this, okay guys? And then, as I say, and I will always say before, like I just said as well, it doesn't matter how your onion is chopped, so to speak. So if you've got to turn it on the side and chop it this way to get smaller ones, because that's safer, that's fine. We should always use a base that's safe for the onion. So say we moved it over and it rolls to there, it's going to be very dangerous and also difficult to cut. So if I'm cutting like this, do not try this guys, but I'm going to show you as an example. If I cut like this, you see the onion will automatically roll that way, okay? Please guys, find a stable part for the onion and we can just cut straight down, okay? Straight down. Don't forget, if that bit there is a bit too tricky to cut, it's too small, throw it away. It's an onion, we're fine. We've got this bit here, we've got the rest of the onion to work with. We've got 99% of the onion, so I don't want to cut my finger for the 1% of the onion, okay? Now, back onto this. We knew it was warming. It was a little couple of steps ahead. Taking it off, we can now put it back on. This is on a medium heat now. On a medium heat. If we add a knob of butter into the oil, therefore, the oil will never burn, okay? So we can just move him around. This will also add a little bit of extra taste into the dish, as we see. Also when we're cooking all the rest of our things here. Okay guys, we can listen to the sizzling, the smell, what it looks like. I'm turning it up to a higher heat now to speed it up for the butter to melt. And we will see that this stove has a very large flame and it's very quite strong and quick. So that's all it needed for that there. Now I'm going to turn it down to your medium to low again, and then we shall start adding our raw ingredients. So for this, I shall take the board over to the stove, and then we just put them in, pour them in. In it goes like this, in it goes like this. Let's move it around a little bit. There we go, back over. Then we shall take the liver. This can go straight in here with our other raw bits, so all the raws together. Okay guys, there we go. And then for one person, we shall only need a few pieces of liver. So that's a full liver there. We only need 1 or 2 or 3. This is going to be turned down to a low heat now, because as we know, if we overcook the liver, it will be very tough and it'll be hard to eat. Now maybe that's how you prefer your liver. So if that's how you like your liver, tough like that, keep it on a medium heat, keep it cooking through, keep it going, right? But for me personally, if I was to eat the liver, I'd like it a little bit more softer and a bit more succulent, okay? So that's gone onto a medium heat to brown off a little bit the liver, as we can see here. This has been browned a bit. See, inside is still quite very raw. The bacon is still coming through to cook. And here, we're gonna keep browning it off, okay? So in about 2 or 3 minutes, that should be ready. Back to a medium heat. As we're going, we judge what needs to be cooked in here in terms of heat. So if we need it to be cooked a little bit faster, a little bit quicker, of course we'll put it to a medium or higher heat. If we would like to just relax with the cooking, we turn it down to a lower heat, okay? We can keep these moving around here, and we can see the bacon is starting to slowly cook. It's very nice, smells beautiful. I wish you guys could smell this from here. This is absolutely fantastic. But don't, guess what? You'll be smelling this in a minute, right? Perfect. Lovely. Let's keep moving these around, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave that there just to cook off for a couple of seconds more. We'll keep working on that. And I'm going to leave that on a medium heat for around another 2 to 3 minutes whilst I'm sorting out my other extra ingredients here, okay? The onions can go in once our raw ingredients have been cooked or are around 3/4 the way through. As long as we don't put them in when together with the raw and the vegetables or whatever it is together, we cannot do that, okay guys? Here we have all of our seasonings. So for me, whilst we're cooking, I'm just going to add this in here. There's your parsley. That was about 2 to 3 little add-ins of it. Your pepper, black pepper. There we go. About 1 of them. Because we have the bacon in there, the salt will not be needed. But for this one here, for me personally, I'm going to add this tiniest little bit. And if you don't want to crack it, you can just shake it and it'll still come out same. It'll still come out very same. There we go. So we've got that and that. Garlic is going in. This is a turner. You see guys, that's very warm now. So what I'm going to do is turn that down to a very low heat, because as we can see on here, we have our good colourings to everything. Our bacon is about 3/4 there. The livers look maybe half done, maybe going towards 3/4. So therefore we're going to turn it to a lower heat. We're going to get, let's just show you guys here, it's probably 200 of water, warm water. And as we seen earlier guys, we're going to take, as we squash this down, we're going to just take the corner off, just very slowly and calmly, okay? That can go in. And then maybe we'll give the first one a little whisk here, okay? And then I'm going to put the second one in as well. Always, as we're doing this is still on a low heat, so it won't be fully cooking and going raring, but we should always keep an eye or a mindful watch on this here. Now, as we can see, if we need to, if this is getting a little bit shaky and it's still not sticking, not too much, we can just move him to the back. Just move him to the back, completely fine. It's all in your own time, guys. It's seriously all in your own time. So then here we go. We know that that's on there, but we're still keeping an eye and a mindful eye on it. Then we can keep doing this, keep mixing, mixing, mixing. We mix for 30 seconds, max if that. And like we said before, we're just gonna try it, dip it in. Yeah, good. Right then. This will be moved onto here. And I'm gonna turn this up to a medium heat, maybe touching a high heat, okay? All these are about done now. So we can feel it, we can prod it, we can even cut it in the half, okay? And what we shall do here, if we have to, is use your tongs just to then maybe cut it in the half if needed. And this way you can check how you want your liver, how it is, if you want it rawer than that, if you want it cooked more than that, okay guys? Your bacon's there, it's fine. So there we go. A tip to when you're cooking any types of meat, even if it's a liver or a chicken or anything like that that's maybe in this size, if you check the biggest part of meat that is in there and that's cooked, all the rest of the pieces of meat will be cooked. Because if the biggest one's cooked, the smallest one's definitely going to be cooked. So there we go. We cut the biggest one. It's getting there. It's getting there, guys. Back on the heat. Now at this stage, what we're going to do, add a bit of this, add a bit of that. There we go. In he goes. Perfect. We're going to put him to the side just here, guys. Now we're going to move. As we're adding the onions, what I'd like to do is just put them through your hand and just break them up. So they're not in big chunks, they're not in big bits. If they do fall in big chunks, that's fine. Don't worry about it. But we want them just in nice little lines, little bits that we've got in there. You see, this kind of one here, guys, would be perfect for this. You see, it's very, very thin, very nice. So that won't take too long to, we call it cook through, but to go translucent, and you can eat onion however. So then we put these in here. There we go. Our heat is still be medium. We're gonna just add him a little tad because we have the water in. The stocking, sorry, with the water product, right? And then we're gonna give it just a little mix around. And what we are aiming to do now, guys, is reduce the beef stock or the stock that you're using, the gravy, to reduce this down at a higher heat, which I've just turned to high, which then will become your kind of sauce, your gravy to how it is, and that will bring the dish together. At the same time, with the stock in it, this will be cooking the onions and also cooking through the rest of the things that were just about there, okay? From this, on the side, we're gonna make some mashed potato. Okay guys, so all we will have to do is get 5 to 6 potatoes, Maris Pipers, whatever you would like to use. If they're your own potato, that's fine. Peel it, wash it, however you would usually do that. And then we will cut them up into probably about four little blocks maybe, okay? So when this has been peeled here, let me move this for you guys. Remember, keep an eye on this here, what we're doing. If you're never too confident of doing that, or it just doesn't sit right with you, you can move it off, okay? You can always move it off. This is always at your time, guys. There we go. We're gonna put that back on there. That's reducing nicely. So back down to a medium heat if it's reducing nicely. For this potato, your potato sizes for, as we cook the potato, then you see we've gone in half and we're using the flat edge to cut again because that's the safest way. Over we go. You can leave it in that way. Bang. Once peeled, if your potatoes are that size, a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, however, that's fine. Boil a kettle in a pot about this size. If you have one, you'll need a little spatula as well. Put your potatoes in cover it with water. You need all your potatoes covered with water. So if you've got 5 potatoes in, cover them with water. Add a little bit of salt into it. Let them boil for 10 to 15 minutes, however long it may take. Mash them down. because you won't have too many, that's fine. You can always use a spatula to start off mashing, a fork if you have to, or an actual masher. So then when we've put them in, we will add some little bit of butter, probably about, let me show you guys how much butter we should add, because this will make the mashed potatoes just taste obviously how the butter is, a little bit more creamy. So for me and for you guys, I think for 5 potatoes probably we don't have to add that. If we add maybe this much butter, maybe about 50 grams, 50 ml of milk or double cream, whichever you like, then that makes the mashed potato really come through. Now if you are not too keen on your butter, your milk, your creams, completely fine. Add your salt and your pepper into your mashed potato. It's completely up to you guys what you do, because this is your dish. You are cooking this dish for yourselves. So therefore, if you would like your livers cooked really tough, like I said earlier, just leave it on and keep them cooking. If you'd like them a little bit softer, do the same processes, but take it off a little bit earlier, okay? So now, as we've been cooking for a few minutes, we're gonna get this here, okay? And that can be your final product there with your mashed potato. I'm going to put this into a bowl here, okay? We're gonna get the mashed potato that I've cooked off for around 15 minutes earlier. And what I'm doing here is just a little technique to make it very nice on the plate. It's called a quenelle. There we go. And then put another here, okay? Once I've taken this off the stove, guys, I'm going to turn the heat very down, because we don't want to waste our gas no more, or electric, or to leave it on to burn or whatever not. So therefore, we shall get the livers and we'll just place them nicely within the mashed potato, okay? So we can put them there within the mash, and then we can just keep slowly plating up, guys, slowly plating up. And you know, we can make this look as nice as we want, or if you're not too fussed about presentation, you can just chuck it all on if that's what you desire. If you're really hungry, or you're in a rush, or whatever it may be, you can just put it straight on. So then we put everything on over the top. We'll just pour that over we go, okay? Finish off with the rest of this in here, and there we have it, guys. A very, very traditional, famous, yet very easy and tasty dish: mashed potato, bacon, liver and onions.